it does underscore the fact that James Harrison has always really been about James Harrison. And as he's gotten older, what do we know about Harrison? The guy loves his viral videos of working out because he still wants to be the man. And he wasn't the man in Pittsburgh. And I'm a little bothered by this. I am. Because once you get to 39 years old, 40 years old, if you've got to take a step back and help the young bucks, isn't that your inherent responsibility? And if there is an injury, if there is a need, that's when you step in. Haven't the Steelers as an organization done as much for you as you could possibly ask for? Obviously, you delivered as well. But now your role has shifted and changed. And resenting that and making a scene out of it and demanding a release does become a distraction and does start detracting from what the team is trying to accomplish. So in this case, I actually side with the Steelers. If you've got Harrison who's dogging practices, or as Pouncey said, or Bud Dupree said, not showing up to film room, you know, these guys were asked, well, what about James Harrison? What can he show the Patriots? And they said, I don't know. I never saw him in the film room anyway. If this is really what happened to James Harrison, that he was detached, disengaged, because he wasn't happy with his playing time, then the Steelers had every right to cut bait with him and say, you're no longer a plus for us, you're a negative. Now, look, I don't blame the Patriots for picking him up. It's intel, it's motivation, it's another body on a pass rush that they need. I don't blame them at all. But I also don't blame the Steelers for cutting bait with this guy, and there's got to be responsibility on James Harrison. I think the same thing with LeGarrette Blount a couple of years ago that played the same exact song and dance. I'm not happy. I'm not getting my touches. I quit. And then he quits, he's released, and the Patriots snag him and pick him up. I just hope this, that if this does come to an AFC title game, and this does have Patriots-Steelers written all over it, I just hope we don't go into that week and wax poetic about what a great guy James Harrison was and all these great moments in Steelers history. I hope we tell the real story, which we didn't with LeGarrette Blount a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl. When Blount got to the Super Bowl, it was all about how Marshawn Lynch was the bad guy because Lynch wouldn't speak to the media. And Lynch said, I'm just here so I don't get fined. And everybody said that Marshawn Lynch is being a baby and a brat and a bad guy, and he should just do it because that's his responsibility. What's so tough about speaking to the media? And everybody killed him. Meanwhile, LeGarrette Blount did a way worse thing to me, and that was quit on his team mid-season. But nobody talked about that going into the Super Bowl. I hope the difference is that this year, we don't just simply ignore the fact that James Harrison basically shot his way out of town because he didn't want to help the young guys. And he got his wish, and now he's playing for the Patriots. And I hope we don't just overlook this and say, well, this guy was such a great player for the Steelers. And what a great guy he was for all of those years. And I can't believe the Steelers released him. And is this revenge? No, let's tell the other side of the story. The guy was being a jerk within that locker room, it sounds like, firing his way to get out of town, and finally got his wish. And that shouldn't always be applauded. It shouldn't be applauded. The guy's made a lot of money. The guy has been protected by the Steelers for a long time. Now they finally say at this point in your career, can you help out the young guys? And he goes, no thanks.